Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the show. It's the Soul Status podcast. We are here every week. We will update you on all the latest going on in the sneaker world and some pop culture stuff. And, you know, you'll get to learn a little bit about us. Chris, Moose, Mike, we are all here together again. It feels good to be back for the second week in a row. Trust me, getting outside the house and touching grass, I think we all need to do it a little bit more. But before we get into this week's goings, we need to update the giveaway for the $40 Cash App. Moose has both names. It's Hayden Mika, who's the second person.
Ross Durbin.
And Ross Durbin.
So if you guys didn't know, every time we shoot these podcasts, we go ahead and do a giveaway. It's $40 Cash App, Venmo, gift card, store credit, whatever you want, however you want it. If you want cash, you can come in the store and pick up cash money.
Wow, straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
Cash?
But surprisingly, only two people
have
entered.
I need to get in
two
on
comments
this.
that answered correctly. The question was, which Travis Lowe did Chad prefer out of the three?
Which one did he prefer?
Chad's favorite was, the reverse mocha.
I didn't know.
Oh, the one.
The Lowe's, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, let's run this wheel then.
Yeah,
Let's
so
see who
Ross
this winner
Durbin
is.
and Hayden Meek, you two are head-to-head on the spinning wheel. Let's go ahead and tap to spin. Give it a
Tap.
little tap here.
Spinning. It's spinning.
Spinning.
Doesn't make any noise. We found that out.
I thought it did.
Probably does.
Hayden Meek.
Meek again. Wow.
Dang.
I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you. Thanks for watching the podcast.
Hey, man, you getting too much
And
money.
participating, right?
And participating. He's going to get rich off this. He doesn't even need a job anymore.
Bro.
I literally just sent him a $40, I think, Venmo just the other day from the previous raffle.
Well, go ahead.
that he
Send him
won.
another one. Shoot.
yeah.
Surprise him.
You
Hayden.
getting too much money. man.
Right.
He getting paid.
He getting more money than me in here.
So what's up, Chris?
Nothing. Good to be, like I said, back outside again, hanging out. Holiday weekend just passed. Threw some ribs on the smoker. It was a good time.
Oh, you got the smoker back out?
Yeah.
All right.
Wimped my gimpy ass out there and threw
I'm
some.
waiting for you to bring some barbecue.
A little hard for me to get around, but I will as soon as I can. I will. What else? And then I had a buddy who threw some stuff on his smoker yesterday. I went out there. It was a good time.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. How was
Yes,
your
it
guys'
is.
holiday weekends?
Yeah, it was good.
Picnics, yeah. Chris?
Hanging out
Some
with the
golfing.
kids.
Dude, didn't we golf on Sunday? We golfed, you and me. We did. It was you, me, and Anthony.
Yes, we did. You're right.
Did, and you beat me by one again.
Yeah.
But we sucked so bad. I'm not going to lie. We were...
Are you
Couldn't
gonna
even
pay
catch
up
a
on your bet
birdie.
for the
I
first
think
time?
Chris got a par, maybe two, and that was like... It was rough for
Where'd
us.
you guys play?
Bedford Hills.
That was real nice.
Good greens, nice course. It was good.
Where the greens like glass.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
Definitely going back.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see you
other than
guys out
work.
there.
Sorry.
What'd you do other than work?
Other than work, well, it was my mother's 60th birthday.
Wow. All right.
Happy birthday, Mom.
60 Sue. Here we go.
Yeah, we had a nice little party over at my uncle's house. He just recently bought a new house. He's got an in-ground pool.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, we were barbecuing. You know, my aunt Juju, she was cooking it up, making grape leaves
Nice,
and
dude.
kebabs and
Why don't you
all
invite
kinds of stuff.
some of us over
Yeah,
sometime?
you know, it's like a family thing. It was a little, but we'll throw some parties. We'll throw some soul status parties over
Yeah.
there. But I did that, and then my sister was in town for the weekend for the birthday. So I don't know if you guys know my brother Reggie. Shout out Reggie. He always watches our podcast and
Reg.
supports the
Reg.
heck out of our channel. I really appreciate that, bro. His girlfriend Lori is a Noonan. And
A what?
A Noonan.
A what?
It's her last name. It's her
Oh,
family
okay,
name.
got it.
So basically, they're like really big into racing.
Yeah.
So
Good old
her,
Nunes.
yeah, for generations. And so like her brothers race, or
Interesting.
her uncles and dad and whoever, like all the way up to like grandma, grandpa.
Talking about like dirt racing.
talking about-
NASCAR?
I'm talking about like NASCAR. Oh yeah. But they do other tracks, right? So like we went out to Oakshade afterwards. If you guys aren't familiar with Oakshade, I would not hold that against you. But it's basically a dirt track. It's not like Toledo Speedway where it's pavement. It's a dirt track out Swanton area.
Okay.
Like out past Sonny's campground.
Oh yeah, I know what we're talking
It was
about.
a very interesting place because it was like this huge party happening in the middle of nowhere. So we drove it was about 35-minute drive straight out Sylvania Avenue. And then you just see this dust cloud, right? So it's a dirt track, circle track, but these cars are, on this really fairly small track doing, 100 plus miles an hour around turns and stuff. And so you get to see some wipeouts and you get to see some really cool stuff. There was actually a kid on the track driving, and these cars, I mean, you're talking about just the motors.
Are they funny cars?
No, they weren't funny cars. They were. So, I mean, they do have like different kinds of races out there, but I believe all these were stock cars.
Okay.
That's cool.
But they let, like some of these kids are young and they're drivers. So there was a kid who was out there driving with these grown ass men, and he was 11 years old.
Shut
Oh,
the fuck up, dude.
wow.
No way,
So there was a
dude.
14-year-old out there. Yeah, but the 11-year-old, that kind of blew my mind, and he was good. And his dad is actually like really big, well-known driver who is really successful in a lot of different kinds of racing, but mostly, car racing. And so that was really cool. And that was the youngest of his sons. So he has other sons that they all race. And it's such, the more you learn about it, it's an interesting hobby. It's kind of like our obsession with sneakers, right? That you get obsessed with cars, which I'm very familiar with. We used to sponsor cars with our dealerships and salvage yards at the Toledo Speedway. And actually, the guy who owned Toledo Speedway owned A&D Auto Parts.
Makes sense.
But these guys so it's $800 for a set of tires, right?
Jeez.
You're running high-octane gasoline, which is like...
Yeah, gas is already
regular
bad.
gas
Yeah.
is high, so you can only imagine how much that costs. You got to buy it by the barrel, and those $800 tires are good for that day, basically that day of
That
racing.
is not a
So,
cheap hobby.
It's not a cheap hobby, but they do have prizes if you're good. So, if you're out there winning races, you can make some money. But I think it's more of the love of the sport, and it was really fun to be out there. We spent a couple hours out there watching the races.
Take
It was
us with you
exciting.
next time, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. You might not fit in, but
I'll probably be the only brown person there. Yeah.
next to me, yeah.
Yeah. But it's okay. I fit in.
It was a lot of fun.
Especially out in, was it Oakshade?
Oakshade, Swan.
Oakshade, yeah.
Out past like Evergreen,
Never been.
Whoa, yeah.
Hanging
that's
out in
there.
Tucky, yeah. Or
That's everywhere.
Swan Tucky.
Swan-Tucky.
real light out there.
Good old Swan-Tucky. Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. So I've been like super bored sitting in my house.
Yeah, I
so
can
I've
tell.
been doing like a lot of online shopping, unfortunately. So like RIP to my checkbook.
Ooh.
So I've just been buying just random T-shirts, and
When you going back to work?
I think the 20th,
Okay, so you got like another 2-3 weeks of this?
2 weeks basically.
God, this guy's been off for a month and a half, 2 months.
It's been great. I needed it.
Dude, you
My
enjoy
brain
it.
is like refreshed.
Good.
I'm not rested because it's hard to sleep with this boot on. I have to sleep with my boot on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's trash.
Damn.
Big trash. So that's like uncomfortable. But other than that, like I'm good. Not like having to deal with a bunch of people and their problems and their like self-sabotage of themselves and their bank accounts.
We're just glad you're back,
It's
Chris.
been good. It's been good for my mental health, I guess. Like the spark is back in my eyes a little
Yeah.
bit. No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding for the most part. But yeah, and then
Give me some hope.
so I bought a couple T-shirts. I accidentally bought a Supreme like sling.
How does that happen?
Yeah, how by
You
accident?
accidentally buy
So
something?
You gotta go to cart, finish,
Yeah.
accept,
So
press
I was
buttons.
in the cart. I put it in my cart because they were like, "Oh, taxes are going to be this, shipping is going to be this," and I was like, "Oh, all right. I'll see if they have like a expedited shipping or something, or see what the tax goes," because it was just it was like estimated shipping. So I went in and I paid for everything online via my PayPal account.
Yeah.
So I put in my PayPal account. I was like, "Oh, your order is confirmed." I was like, "What? I didn't mean to."
yeah,
So I got a Supreme sling coming. But,
yeah, I'll buy it.
So I kind of needed it, especially like
This guy.
being in this boot and not being able to walk and having crutches and stuff. It's hard to have like stuff in my hands and like traveling around. Like I want to if I needed like meds or something, I want to be able to have them in my bag without carrying a giant book bag. So I was like, oh, I guess I need a sling. I was like, yeah, I'll be a hype beast and I'll buy a Supreme one. And I accidentally bought a Supreme one.
Well, congratulations, Chris.
I mean, I guess.
Welcome to the hype beasts.
Yeah, I'm a hype beast now. So when y'all see me outside,
Yeah.
and my
Catch 'em outside.
Hoochie Daddy shorts, white T-shirt, and my Supreme sling, don't say nothing to me.
We'll be at a local bar downtown near you.
Gucci Daddy shorts
No,
all summer.
You will not see me downtown for a while.
Summertime, dude. We got to walk around downtown at least once. Food trucks.
I'd rather go to the Bay.
Here we go.
Wow. I haven't been to the Bay in a long time, but I don't think I'm going to go with you.
No, see, we'll be fine. I got a whole
No,
I
I'm
got a
not.
whole thing mapped out to the Bay. You hang out.
I don't trust you.
Hang out with my dude A-Dub. Shout out to A-Dub.
A-Dub, yeah.
Shout out to Blue Marlin for a little bit. Get some Frosty's Pizza. Hit the Round Bar. Mr. Ed's.
Yeah, it's classic.
No mist?
That's later on.
Oh, okay.
Then you go to the Sam Bar. You hit Miss later.
Manny at Mist, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, if he's out there. I don't know if
guys
he's
are
still
fun.
out there.
Listen, if you can drag me out to the Bay, it'll be a night to remember.
So, for you,
But I'm not going.
we should just go on a Sunday afternoon.
I want to bring my
Yeah,
kids, so I
family
make sure I
day.
come
Well,
back.
I mean, Sunday it's tame because all the zombies.
People
are coming
can't
back
believe
in the
I have
morning.
kids. They're like, dude, I didn't really believe you had kids when you talk about having kids. I was like, yeah, I
You got a gaggle of them.
got 3 of them.
Gaggle.
Got a whole damn team.
But into the sneaker things.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Some news,
Let's hear it.
because it's really topical, and it kind of happened today. Jaylen Brown, Aaron Donald both signed with like Donda Athletics, so Kanye.
Really?
Yeah, he's like representing them now.
He left New Balance and went to Donda?
Who left New?
Jaden?
Jaylen Brown's.
Oh,
he's a free-
Jaylen Brown. I thought you said Jaden.
That'd been Jaden Smith. You're thinking.
Yeah, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown was already a sneaker free agent. I didn't know that Aaron Donald didn't have like a Nike deal or something already,
Definitely had a Nike.
especially as like a top.
Yeah, but he's on his way
3
out.
NFL of what?
Like, he's been in the game for so long. He's like, this is the last.
I don't even know if he's been. Maybe
He's got a couple years left, no?
So he's
Dude,
still a
he's
top
young.
like 4 player.
Talking about the guy on the
league.
Chargers, right? Not,
He's young.
No,
they just won the Super Bowl?
Rams.
Oh, the
Rams.
Rams, yes.
Same
Oh, the
thing. Chargers, Rams.
they play in the same town. One has fans, the other's don't. But yeah,
I'm sorry, guys. I
so
don't
just
know
like Jay Z
football.
got into the representation game for a little bit, Kanye's in the representation game now. Rock Nation Sports is still a thing. I don't think Hove actually represents the players anymore.
Yeah.
Because when he owned the
Brooklyn Nets.
the Brooklyn Nets, he had to divest out of
That makes sense.
out of the representation game. But maybe he's back in it. But Kanye getting into it is kind of crazy.
That's a big deal.
It's not. I
I can
don't
get
know-
Yeezy somewhere. You can
Well, it's not said that they signed to wear Yeezys. It's just that he's their representative.
exactly. Yeah.
Wild to me.
It is wild.
Would you let Kanye represent you?
No.
I would. I'm also crazy.
Let me see the check. Let me see the offer.
That's all.
No.
All we need is the money.
Kanye got the Gap deal.
I don't like Gap.
It's fine.
I'll never want to see you wear a Yeezy again, Chris. Never.
Well, I wear them,
I know you do. I don't want to see it.
but I wouldn't let them represent me. Like, that's,
Who would you rather
Fucking
have?
you represent him with your feet on.
Who would you rather have, Master P or Kanye?
come on, man. Really?
That's a good one,
Miller.
Chris.
Yo,
That's a good one, Chris.
Master-
Percy Miller.
Got his ass. Got him.
Master P had that deal with Ricky Williams back in the day, who just changed his name. It's a real weird.
Yeah, he changed his last name to his wife.
To his wife's name.
What's going on with this dude?
Hey, bro.
He wanted marriage equality. I don't know.
LA shit.
Yeah, that's a little goofy to me, but more power to him. Do what you want. He's an adult. But yeah, Master P had that deal with Ricky Williams. It was a super crazy incentive-laden contract that kind of screwed him in the end.
Kind of?
Kind of screwed him in the end.
Kind of, definitely.
And then he was out of the game, but then Jay-Z hopped in it. Now Kanye West into the sports marketing thing. So that's the thing. I
didn't know.
want
Thing.
Jaylen Brown to wear those quantums on the court. I want to see how they feel.
They feel good. I've played in them. They're nice, but
Really?
like I don't know about like the Kobe. And I don't think they're better than Kobe's. Like the agility and they're
answer your
nice. The
question-
boost is nice.
Answer your question. I'm taking Rich Paul. He got Adele, so
Really?
Yo, shout out
Are you
to
serious?
Rich.
yeah.
Yo, if you
I'll let Rich represent me.
Well, yeah, he got LeBron and 100 other people
yeah, and Adele.
and
Adele.
Adele.
New
Well,
skinny Adele, and she got bread.
God help me, guys,
a
help
lot
me.
of bread.
All right.
I don't know what to do with these
Shout out
guys.
to Rich. Shout
Yeah.
out to Cleveland. Anyway,
Shout
speaking
out.
of Kanye's, did you guys see the pictures of these Beluga 3.0s?
No, dude, I haven't seen it. Show me. Oh God, it's so
Dirty.
bad. Put that
Big
away.
They
What
look
is
dirty.
that?
They do look dirty. They look fake.
Can I see that again?
they look fake. So if you haven't seen them, they announced some like Beluga 3.0.
No, well, they're not too bad. I think that just a bad picture. It might hit.
I'm not with it. Like this is bad. This low key taints the Beluga.
I don't know, man. I kind of like it.
colorway.
That's
Like
a better
it's
picture.
already like 2.0s are already kind of hard. Like they had to make them reflective to make them pop.
Literally.
I don't know. I don't know about
Yeah, it's not the best one. How about that?
Moose.
The dazzling blues, good hit. This 3.0 shit.
I mean, it's almost like they just decided, like, look, we're gonna do the Oreos, 350s. We're gonna do
Classic.
the dazzling blues.
Really good shoe.
We're gonna do the reds, maybe
Core Reds.
core reds, right?
I'm with it. I mean, they did bread. This is what 2 years ago.
Yeah, like they're just kind of like going off all the older models, but then they're kind of mixing in some other stuff. So this to me kind of looks like almost like a mix between a Oreo and a Beluga if like they had a baby.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
I don't know. Put that
Something.
shit-
Oreo and a
ugly
Beluga
baby.
had a
It's
baby.
different.
That's an ugly
If
baby.
you're looking for those, I hope you hit, but it wouldn't be me.
Everybody and their mom's gonna
They're
hit
calling
on
it the dark Beluga. Now my question is this black? Is this brown? Is this like what is this? Because
It's like an
honestly, I
MX
think,
Rock kind of.
Is it Dark Slate or Cinder? Who knows?
to me it looks like a black. It looks like they're going
Yeah.
with black. Black Yeezys, we all know. Especially
Black,
with the
gray,
black
with the
outsole.
orange.
It's gonna. But then I don't know. Some of these in-hand pictures.
That black sole is fire though.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That custom what was it?
Just the
Brandon-
laces,
Brandon-
dude. I don't know. It's all ugly, dude.
I think it's gonna be dark. I don't know. I
Good
think it's
job,
gonna be as
Kanye.
black as the mock-ups.
Good job.
I think
All
it's
these
gonna be
people
like
buying
this,
shit.
like more of like a dark gray. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll have to see because the in-hand pairs that I'm looking at right now looks like Private Selection posted an in-hand pair.
Already.
They look dark gray. They don't look black. And honestly, I don't really mess with the Beluga anyway. So
Yeah, that wasn't the best one.
I still haven't worn mine.
I still just mess like my
should
like
sell
the
'em.
only ones are triple blacks, Oreos. I roll those
Bedazzling.
bedazzles two times, and
I know about them off you.
the breads. That's about it. Breads, blacks, Oreos. I'll keep it there for now. And man, the cream, like don't get me wrong, the bones and the cream, and like the white colors. Those are
Chris,
forever.
you
Those
already
are
said no, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard pass.
Any other new shoes coming out that are pretty crazy, that are like
cool.
ridiculous?
Yeezy's actually about to restock on a bunch of foam runners.
Oh, I heard about that. That's actually good. The Onyx foam runner,
Yep.
the sand,
And a desert sand.
and the desert sand again? Or no, the desert sage was the one that came out. The desert sand is a different color?
Stone sage.
Stone sage. I'm sorry, stone
Yeah,
sage.
desert sand is new.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm with it. I still don't.
Okay,
have pair of
Kanye.
phones.
I think those Onyxes will do well. I think,
Yeah. The
People will go
Onyx, the
ahead and-
sand.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, the sand is those
needs to
things are
come
going
out.
for crazy money right now.
It needs to come out.
That's
They need to
in
drop
case
that
you guys
price.
don't know, the sand is like a more of the white pair.
Yep.
And then they have like the cream pair.
And the bone.
Which they have multiple cream pairs. I saw a mist today. I thought it was ochre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look almost exactly the same.
And I think
Very
this
close.
desert sand is going to be in that realm. It's going to be real close in shade to the okra and the mist. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I'm more hyped about the Onyx coming out in the sand. Onyx and sand,
want
black
that.
and white,
Yep.
which
I want the
seems
white.
to be a very like consistent trend right now with what's going on in terms of color palettes. Like obviously earth tones are still in, but you're seeing a lot of black and white too, which I'm a favor of because I wear black and white a lot.
Yeah, we're pretty basic.
The Vermilions might still be the best ones.
They're the
They're up
the
there.
ones you just never seen that much of.
I know those and what's the MX? What's the MX one?
MX gray.
Yeah.
MX gray ones are pretty cool.
Those
Kind
are
of with the
hard.
pink and the
Yep.
yeah, those are pretty cool.
You got to get the right amount of pink in it though.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a bunch of those.
we have a
I
bunch.
know. I need to just bite the bullet and
Yeah.
take a pair.
Yeah, you should have a long time ago.
Yeah, the price went up, Chris.
Yeah.
But for you, I'll take care of you just because
I
you know you're
know.
part of the team.
I know.
Give you like $10 off.
Before we hop into the big story of the week, any of you guys excited about this And One documentary that's coming out today? Were you guys big And One guys?
I was back in the day, like me and Moose remember the shoes and the.
I had some And One.
I had some shorts.
I remember hot sauce. Remember hot sauce. I remember who's that white boy? The professor.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other ones. AO and like
Slade.
some of the Escalade and a couple of the classic dudes. I mean, when it was coming out, I mean, that was.
They had like the two-tone shoes.
Dude, M1 was
They were lit for a while. Everywhere.
Why?
For a minute.
Yeah, now you can buy them at Walmart.
Well, they were always at Walmart.
Yes,
I
you
think.
can.
I mean, they literally had a video game. NBA Street was.
So they're doing a documentary
Yo,
about
Street
this?
Ball was hard. Yeah.
Where's it releasing?
ESPN. They're doing a 30 for 30 on it. So
Ooh,
I think when
cool.
I go home, I'm going to hop on the couch and I'm going to watch that. I got to find some food on the way home, too. But, yeah, I'm going to check that out. Shout out to the AN1 crew. Like that, like watching those and then going out to the parks and trying to do the moves and talking crazy trash to everybody. Like,
Yeah, dude.
So
The park was great, dude.
Dude, that's when, like, you can go out to
They
Trying to
made
just slip and
basketball
slide on the
entertaining.
concrete, tearing your knees up.
They're like a Harlem Globetrotters 2.0, just like street version.
Yeah, but that was lit. So shout out to them. But
Yeah.
big story of the week.
Yeah, let's hear it, Chris. I know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah,
Bring it up.
we have to.
Go
It's-
ahead.
It's crazy. Zeta
Go ahead.
Kicks filing for bankruptcy.
Oh, did he file?
Yeah, he filed for Chapter 7, I believe.
He has to.
So all of his assets are going into an estate where he may actually walk away with a ton of money.
Yeah. Because he's been
people
planning this for a while.
I mean, planning it, but
I don't think it's a plan.
at the rate he was going with what he was doing, he's basically, if you don't know, he was a guy who did pre-orders. People would spend a bunch of money trying to get shoes, and you typically would get them a month or maybe later after release, but you were kind of guaranteed those shoes. But you would pay for your shoes up front, and he was using your funds to pay for the next order of shoes, or like the order that's
Yeah,
already
he's
out.
robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly.
I don't think that's exactly what was happening. I think that's the rumor that's going around, and I could be wrong. It could have been what was happening because the word Ponzi scheme has been thrown around a lot. But,
Yeah, it's the internet. Nobody really.
okay, I'll give you a little backstory. I've dealt with Zeta for now over 3 years, right? And basically, I had never had issues with him in the past, previous to COVID. And okay, so understanding the way that stores run, right? You have to carry like Jordan or Nike brand. You have to hold a contract, and within this contract, you're set with a bunch of different metrics that you have to meet, right? You have to spend so much money on apparel. You have to spend
there's
so much
minimums.
money on shoes. You have to have a gross total of let's say for example, the lowest tier Nike deal is something like $1 million. So you got to spend $1 million with them in a year. Now, if you're a tier 0 or tier 1 store that's mom and pop, like for example, like a Burn Rubber or a what's it called in Ann Arbor?
Puffer?
Puffer Reds or like these little small, and there's a lot of them on the West Coast. There was a lot of them in New York. There wasn't in the Midwest. Mostly, I feel like it was, like the Finish Line, Foot Lockers, these kind of big companies. But I feel like in certain communities, they would rather have like a smaller community type of store where it's owned by someone local and they know that they're supporting local. So Nike, SB stores, for example, like for you to be a skate shop and get Nikes doesn't necessarily mean you get all the SBs. You have to sell and buy a ton of product.
Yeah, you get different
to even
tiers.
qualify for that tier.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like with a credit card, like how much money you spend, you get a bigger card.
Yeah.
Right. You get the next card. So it's like if you want platinum level or diamond level, whatever, that's tier 0. That means that you get access to
black
Quick
card.
Strikes and like Yeezys, and back in the day it was NMD Pharrells, and just now
when he first came.
Yeah,
exactly.
all the good shit.
All the good stuff that is going to sell quick, but you also have to carry a lot of this boo-boo stuff. So from what I was explained to by Zeta was that this basically was he was going to stores that were starting to suffer, right? They couldn't meet their quotas, and he would propose them with, hey, look, I'm going to liquidate a bunch of your boo-boo, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy pre-orders with you.
Yeah.
Right? So if, let's say they wanted, I'll give you an example. I bought in on the Fire Red 4s, and we posted a video that you can go and look at that
Yeah, it's an
video.
old video.
When we were still in Sylvania, but I pre-ordered pairs through him. And so once I pay for those pairs, at a discounted rate under retail. He would go to a store and say, hey, look, I need another 300 pairs, right? And he worked with many different stores and shaked hands with plenty of different people. He was
His
also
network is deep.
it's rumored to believe that he was had a big part in the backdoor deal with Michael Jordan's son.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole trophy room thing.
Yeah.
So, guy was very well connected, shaking hands with some of the biggest guys in the sneaker game. He had number one,
Top
top 1% in the Shopify of all Shopify stores.
That's a big deal.
Of all Shopify stores, right?
huge.
Verified on PayPal, had a solid business model, had been selling on eBay, and probably had a history of selling sneakers for about 15 years. I think what happened was he kept taking pre-orders under the assumption that everything was going to go to business as usual. But now I'd work with other small stores that still operate, like normal. And these stores basically were not getting what they ordered. So if you put in this pre-order 6 months ahead of time, because that's how it works, you would look at a list and you would say, okay, Q3 of 2022, I would be ordering for it in May, right? Or March. So I'd be ordering that for something that comes out in October. I want 100 pairs of this shoe. Normally, Nike would overproduce, and you would get your 100 pairs. They might even have leftovers at the warehouse. You could even call them and be like, hey, I want more of, whatever. These sold really well for me. I need more. Okay, they'll send you more. What ended up happening was all of a sudden, and I heard this recently, a store ordered 300 pairs of all these different sizes of Jordan 1 mids, right? I believe they might have been the UNC mids, the ones that are kind of hot and coming out right now. They ordered all the sizes and went really heavy in the middle. They literally, out of their whole order, they got 2 sizes. And it was size 9.5 women's and 10 women's, which are if you're familiar, those are the worst sizes out of all the sizes.
Yeah,
Right?
no
You either
girls
want
buying
really
it.
big or you want girl sizes, And so you get stuck with 50 pairs of 2 different sizes and all the other sizes didn't come in. Then what happens? And what happens when you're on the hook with a guy like Zadeh, who you promised to sell him and backdoor him X amount of pairs, and now you don't have the pairs. And I think this just kept,
What about the delayed shipments too?
Well, that's the
That
other
also-
thing, delayed shipments.
That
because
hurt.
It used to be you'd get your pairs 6 weeks at the latest, 8 weeks after release.
Yeah.
So we were expecting Cool Grays latest February 1st.
2
right?
months ago.
But around March, April, things started to get hey, where's things going? But I was watching him do cash outs on people who were becoming impatient. I heard that there were some cook groups and these groups that did group buys of $500,000 on that shoe, and they were just doing chargebacks, right? And so if you do a chargeback and you're all of a sudden, if you have a business model that's going well and you have things starting to fall apart all over on the logistical side, supply side, now your customers are pissed. You're getting emails all the time about how you're still waiting on these shoes, and then you're getting people saying that you're a scammer, and people are finding out, doing research, finding where you live, where your family is, sending you crazy emails and making threats and showing up at your warehouse. I mean,
It's ugly.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? If you can't fulfill the orders, what are you going to do?
So he imploded pretty much.
I think what happened is he got too big too fast. He couldn't have foreseen the things that were going to happen.
Shipments
And it was just
more
like a
delay.
chain of events that ended up leading to him going and talking to legal counsel, because I know people that are still getting pairs this week that shipped out right before
All the shit happened.
right before the courts got involved. So he was still shipping pairs. He was still shipping Travis 1 lows. He was still shipping Cool Gray 11s. I know people who were getting and granted, they weren't getting their whole order, but they were getting percentages of their order. So if you were planning on
Screwing everybody
over, why would you even be
Yeah, you
doing
would've
that
took
up
the bag.
until that moment?
Yeah, you would have took the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I think what ended up happening was he talked to legal counsel. They went and petitioned to a judge. They assigned a court-appointed attorney to come in, take control over his assets, the business's assets, I should say, and basically put a value on the assets, weigh them against his liabilities, which would be the people that he owes, the investors,
Yeah, that was on
the
his website.
loans, all these things. And, it just ends up in a bad situation when your liabilities greatly outweigh your assets. And
Unfortunately, some people are going to get hurt.
a lot of people are going
A
to
lot
get
of
hurt.
people are.
There are.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
I think-
Discord I'm in.
I think this whole thing was COVID.
I mean, that's part of it,
Literally,
right?
like, because those stores they was getting the back doors from, they were getting their orders because of COVID. Things
Yeah,
were
but
getting pushed
Nike's
back.
pulling stores.
That's what I'm saying.
COVID. Like,
Well,
there's so many
That's why
things.
that-
So many
all those
little things.
Mom and pop stores, they are phasing out. And I recently saw that like Nike and Foot Locker and a couple of these other big chains are making their own community stores.
Wow.
Instead of this big Foot Locker, like in bigger cities like
Chicago,
for
New York.
instance, they have a flagship Nike huge store.
Yeah,
right?
they're putting Nike. Like
They're
they're,
putting
supposed to
these
put a
smaller
Nike in
stores.
Somerset.
These smaller stores in different parts of like Chicago and these different communities and stuff like that, and they're calling them community stores.
Yeah,
That's
direct to
actually-
consumer.
So they're getting rid of the mom and pops and phasing them out, cutting their supplies,
Going
and then
direct to
making their
consumer.
own mom and pop.
Yep.
Stores
Their
and
way,
stuff like
their
that.
standards, their control. They have all of it. And why sell them a Jordan when it's selling out all the time? Why not cut them all out and sell the inventory and make
Exactly, 100%.
Make all the money.
Just make 100% of the profit.
Yeah.
Not just a partial part of it.
Yeah,
100%.
it's smart on Nike. Good for them. I
they
mean, bad for Zade. Yeah, it's a shitty situation.
I mean, we're talking
It's
about
ugly.
tens of millions, if not
Yeah, I was going to ask
More.
you how much you think.
tens of millions. I
Also,
mean, we
yeah,
were
they're over
affected.
like 30 at some point.
Yeah, I heard the
Last
30,
thing I read
30,
was somewhere
30
around
M's out
30.
there.
Yeah, we're affected just like Soul Status. Just us, we're affected in the six figures
Yeah, easy.
easily, and that's
Unfortunately.
just investment.
We don't like to admit that.
So
but
take six figures
yeah, it's sad.
and double that because we're literally like the shoes that we paid for now are worth more than double what we paid for them, and so we're out on cool gray 11s.
We're effed.
Thunder 4s.
Yeah, Red Thunder.
And a handful of other smaller
we had a
pre-orders.
couple
Thank God we
rolls.
didn't get in on the Chicagos that are supposed to come in and a bunch
Yeah.
of other pre-orders because I started seeing things kind of fall apart around September,
Yeah, last 6 months,
October, and
7
that's when I
months.
kind of stopped investing and just was working on just getting my stuff out. And I know one of the guys who works with us here at the shop actually had a conversation, got credit, and then just bought stuff that was in his store, and he brought us a bunch of Jordan 11. Remember?
Yeah.
Those the breads, the bread Jordan 11s. But he bought like I want to say like all grade schools, and he just bought
You
a
got
ton of them just to
lucky.
get his money out.
He got lucky, and he still had a lot left.
Well, he wasn't doing like cash outs. He was just giving people before this happened. Like if you didn't get your shipment, you could get like store credit.
Store
to do
credit.
that, right?
Yep.
Well, you would get your shipment eventually, almost always.
But what if
But
they canceled
he
it?
would offer you. So what he would do is if he had logistical issues in the past, what he would do is he'd be like, hey, look, I'm offering a buyout on your pairs. Like you invested, like let's say you bought these at, I think I want to say I paid $180 per pair on the Cool Gray 11s. And I know he reached out to a bunch of people, and including me, and was like, hey, I'll give you $225 back right now on each one of the pairs that you ordered. And I'm thinking like, no,
Did you
I could-
pay $225 though?
No, I paid $180.
Oh, so he's giving you more
I
money.
would have still made $45 per pair times hundreds of pairs, but it was like, to me, I'm thinking, no, I'd rather wait. Just take care of the other people. I'd rather wait for my pairs to come in because I know we can sell those for $350,
Yeah.
$300, $350. And so in my mind, I'm not thinking doomsday because I've been dealing with this guy for so long and things have always eventually showed up. So, I guess the bottom fell out and just things just didn't go well. And, we're dealing right now, like we're going through dealing with like PayPal and credit cards. And, obviously there might be some civil matters that, have to be worked out later on down the line. Might be some civil suit, but
Maybe we'll keep him posted.
yeah, I don't know. And I think people are there's going to be an investigation, I'm sure, some kind of federal investigation, some
Yeah,
official
there's a lot of
thing.
money going on.
But I don't
Oh, feds
think,
are already involved.
yeah, I don't,
There's millions to have to.
I don't think it's going to be like what everybody is thinking.
Let's hope
that it
not.
is.
Oh,
I don't think
he's
that
gonna
this was
second
like a
jail.
planned Ponzi scheme thing. He was doing really well with his business, and he has other businesses that he does really well with, including, the guy's got a grow operation out there in
All right.
Eugene, Oregon.
All right,
so-
Zeta.
Try snitching.
Zade.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's legal out there,
Oh, yeah.
you know, in Oregon, at least.
But not here.
And it's, you know, for you to be able to even, like, have something like that,
Yeah, you gotta have some credibility.
Yeah, you can't be a felon. You can't be a criminal. You have to go through, you know, all these different.
And you have to have a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of money.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it. I'm with you, Moose. I don't think it was
Malicious.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentional. I think he literally
Got caught.
Nike is king. You know, they control the SKUs. So
Yeah.
that store you were getting the back doors from, if Nike cuts them, then you're screwed, just like that store screwed. So I mean, everybody gets screwed. The chain reaction, right?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens throughout the investigation and like the truth and him represent himself and speak. So
That's going to be a doc just in itself.
Right,
I've been
literally.
watching stuff on YouTube. I hate Twitter Spaces. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
I don't have Twitter, but yeah,
I don't blame you. But I listened to a couple of those with a bunch of like really big resellers and people who had like money invested.
Yeah.
And they were just
They're
like,
just
giving
going
their side
nuts.
of- yeah, they're just giving their side of the story. Like, hey, I gave this guy like 70 grand, and I'm getting nothing out of it.
Yep.
And that's not even a high number.
Right.
Ah, dude.
Right.
I know
I've seen
guys that
people
are
at,
in
like-
there
like
a
hundreds of
million.
thousands of dollars. Wow.
Yeah.
like 750,000, like 500,000. I even talking like with a group of friends that I know that we all like kind of discovered this, you know, this process and this person at the same time. We all were doing well off of this. And I mean, every shoe was real. Every shoe eventually showed up. Never had any problems. You know, what are you going to do? I mean, if you put yourself in that situation, if you were in that situation, what do? You go seek legal counsel and say, hey, look, I got myself
Yeah,
in
that's
over
all you
my
can
head.
do.
How should I handle this to protect my family, to protect my assets? You know, there's going to be a lot of people who are upset. There was actually, I believe, the night before his website got changed over to kind of redirect traffic towards the court-appointed
Yeah, the court
attorney.
took over.
There was a call made to the Eugene Police Department for cover at his address, at his commercial address.
Wow,
So I don't know if, you know, I mean, like, it's, you know,
it's a lot of money, dude. That's people's livelihood, and it's gone, and they're gonna be drastic about it and emotional, and
I mean, I'm
shit happens.
Yeah, like we here we were very, very severely affected by this whole situation, and I can still identify with his position. And the man has a family, and you know he's got 2 girls, he's got a wife.
Even though he took your money.
Even though he took my money, I still don't think
Man.
anything drastic should be taken. Like, I know there's people out there who are like making threats and like saying, you know, like because he took a lot of dangerous people's money too.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, there was a lot of people with a lot less to lose. That, you know, their $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 was everything to them, and now they're ready to do something drastic. So, I mean, I just hope everything works out, and I'm
me too.
hoping that a lot of people get their money back. So just to give some advice, that in case you're wondering and
that's good.
you're affected, a lot of people within 180 days have been able to successfully get PayPal chargebacks. Beyond 180 days, you kind of want to go direct to your bank and open disputes and provide them with evidence. What we submitted were invoices, proof that things were unfulfilled. His website is down now, so I hope you kept good records if you were affected. But if you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or even $30,000 or $50,000, you should be keeping good records to begin with. But if not, I know his website's down now, and you know, it would say order number unfulfilled and everything. And granted, if you paid through PayPal, which I believe that's the only way to pay through his Shopify, and you use PayPal Balance, that is basically a debit account. That's a PayPal thing. You're gonna have to deal with PayPal. But I know a lot of people who deal with Amex, and Chase, and a couple other different companies have had some success with at least provisional credits being returned to their credit cards. But granted, this is a thing that is not going to be solved overnight. You're talking about
we got a couple years ahead of us.
years, civil suits. Hopefully, the banks, you know, I hope your bank, if you're affected, goes ahead and credits you, takes on the responsibility of becoming a creditor, because usually what happens in these cases is all the assets are liquidated, and then the largest liabilities are taken care of first. So basically, if Chase Bank had a fraud of, let's say, 10 million out of that 30 million, then they're getting paid first, right? Along with the next, and then it just
for
goes
some big
down
players.
the line. So if you had that little bit of money invested, they're pretty much just going to assume that you're not going to spend the money on hiring attorneys and going through the whole process of spending money and going to court and all
Years
this stuff.
of shit.
Years of headache. You might just have to, for your own mental health, might have to chalk up the L. Unless there's some kind of class,
bro.
if there's a class action lawsuit that you can get involved in, or maybe there'll be a fund that'll eventually come up in the future where you can fill out your information and stuff like that. But my heart goes out to everybody else. who's
Dude,
been
you broke my
affected by
heart.
this.
Sad.
A lot of people.
Damn, Chris, give me something like positive because Beluga's shit. We've talked about all those releases coming out. Delays, Zade, losing all this money.
Have you seen I don't know if it's a mock-up or
dude.
if it's an actual picture of these AMA 4s.
I have
I believe
not
it's a
seen it.
sample.
If that shoe looks anything like this sample mock-up, whatever it is,
Is it a Beluga 3.0?
We're talking about the
Relax.
Ama Manier Force.
Yep. Does it look good?
yes, that's going to be the sneaker of the year next year.
Really? You're
If
calling it from now.
I'm calling it now. That's the
Wow.
sneaker of the year.
AMA
if
Force.
That comes out looking the way I think it was. Because, basically take all the same color scheme.
Yeah.
The 3 and the 2. I get the 1, or not really the 1. The 1 has
Ooh, yeah, you're right. That's a good one.
that thing looks absolutely insane.
That's nuts. Okay, I agree with you on that. That'll be up there.
I think
It'll be
you
up.
could be right.
If you
But
say the 3 still looks better, I'm not going to be mad at you.
They look almost the same.
4 is nuts.
I actually prefer the 4s and just in overall in the model, but I also am really, really intrigued by this Nike SB Jordan 4 collab thing that's going on.
Nike SB Jordan.
I just saw the back tab where it's kind of like a black cat, kind of bready looking.
So I've seen like the back tabs, yeah. And this, there's like a cream one that kind of has the Ama look, Nike SB on the
I
back.
got the AMA with the infrared, kind of.
You also have like a green one, a UNC one, and this green is just,
That's nice.
It's kind of a crazy green. But these are just like mock-ups.
Nike
And
SB Jordan 4 is cool.
SB4?
I'm still waiting for the off-white 4s, so.
what I'm thinking is an SB4, what they might do is they might just have like
The Air
kind
Zone.
of like either like, how they did the SB Jordan 1 LA to Chicago, or they do like the Nike SB.
Dave White.
Like anything that is like,
Like the NYC to Paris is that.
yeah, like either something that scratches off or scrapes off, or like you can customize it kind of like the carpet companies, or what were those?
Wowies.
Yeah, Maui Wowies.
Yeah, Maui Wowies one.
Where there's like another layer under that shoe that could be really, really cool.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that? You've only
never
seen
tear 'em.
SBs in dunks, right? Or
Jordan
Jordan
ones.
4s other than like SB inline models, right? A 4? Is that not like clunk? I don't skate, but I feel like
Jordan-
you hear back in the day, like people used to skate in Jordan 1s, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense of why
The
they
one
would
is
do
basically a dunk almost.
Yeah.
that. Right, but it makes sense of why they would do that, right?
Sure.
I've never seen a 4.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Somebody
I'm here
skating
for
in a
it.
4.
I just saw someone skating in I think it was a pair of black cat 4s.
Really?
It was on the internet. I don't know. It was sweet though.
God bless the internet, Chris.
Dude was wearing some 4s. I saw it. I was like, that's lit.
It looks great. Even then, like how bulky can it be? The 4 is already bulky. I think those are going to be cool colorways.
Granted, these are just mock-ups that are surfacing.
true.
This is not like exact colorways. And like we were talking about earlier with the pre-orders, like 6 months ahead of time, these stores are seeing basically drawings of what these things might look like. There's no for sure on what they're going to look like. Yeah.
Well, they look cool.
That's a good,
Well, that cheered me up a little bit, Chris.
that's a good thing. What do we
Not
want
that
our
one.
question to be today?
I have it.
What's the question?
What is Lori's last name? Family name.
Gotcha. I got the answer. It's in my brain. So
You-
go
you-
back, watch that. You got a shot to win yourself a $40 gift card. Also, don't forget, once we get to 1,000 subscribers on
Yes.
YouTube, Military
We're
Black
giving away a
Force, we're giving away a shoe. And then maybe the next 1,000 we'll do another big hype release after that. So keep subscribing,
Yes.
keep liking, keep sharing. we are here for you. Hit us up in the comment section. It goes down there. We are responding and hanging out there. And you guys ready for the weekend?
Yeah.
I know, right? We just had a long weekend. I'm ready for this next one.
Summertime, baby.
I've had a month and a half long weekend.
It's Tuesday, and you're already talking about the weekend.
Oh, this guy.
Tomorrow, we're going to be dropping a bunch of merch in the store. So
That's right.
I know you guys aren't going to see this by the. Well, you will. You won't. I don't know. We also
when
got
you
some
do.
new displays in the store, so we're going to be putting out a ton of different accessories, jewelry.
Yeah, we were
really
sweating.
cool stuff. We literally just before the podcast, if you can't tell, like we're like tired and sweaty and
Sweaty.
want to get out of here. But it's because we've been putting in work to make
Yes,
the
we have.
store a better place for you guys to shop. And yeah, so make sure to come by and check us out.
Yeah.
Definitely do all of that. And we will catch you guys. We'll catch you next week. Hit us up if you got comments. Tell us what else you want to see. We got more flops coming out.
One more thing before we
Hit
go.
it, yeah.
Fuck, I should have brought this up in the middle. We were talking about this video, and I want to know our viewers' opinion about this video. So, in the store, we have like this friendly competition, right? Where like we like to buy shoes, and we have bad buys sometimes, and we have good buys. So if you guys haven't checked out the flip or flop videos, that is kind of where you get to see just a twinkle of like what that looks like in the store. We call bad buys Mike buys.
They call them MBs. They put initials on them. MB
MBs. This is a Mike buy because Mike,
buys everything.
yeah, and not necessarily
I
for
feel
the
bad
right
for
price.
people, man.
Yeah, that's why you're not allowed to buy anymore.
That's why they keep me in the back.
Yeah,
Literally.
but we have like we've been kind of trying to figure out how to make this better, and obviously, competition friendly wagers, like these kind of things. We're competitive. We're all males, and we like to compete. And so I was thinking, I'm looking at you, Mr. Willis.
And we were talking about this earlier.
So this is a concept. What if we had like a set amount of time, whether it be a day or a week or something, we had like a designated amount of time, and we'd figure out who had the best buy or buys. Let's say let's say you take your top 5 shoes that you bought for the week or your top shoe of that day, right? And we take you, Jarrett, me, Mike, and we're all buying that day on like a busy day when there's a lot of buying going on, right? Okay. Or even let's just say like during the week.
Yeah.
Right? The winner of the best buy would get a prize. And the loser in last place
I want a car.
would be responsible for paying for that prize.
Ooh,
I'm not talking about a car.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
So if Mike has a Mike buy,
Yeah, Mike gonna be buying a lot of people a lot of shit.
I'm going to lose every week, bro. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be buying a lot of shit, it feels like.
and I'm not talking like something huge. I'm talking like, maybe we do have like a grand prize
Like Christmas
at the end
gifts?
of the year.
Like
No.
$10?
No, I'm thinking like $100 limit.
Man, you better pay me more. Shit.
I'm thinking $100 limit.
I'm with it. I like
You were with it?
Well, it's
I
fucking
love it.
super
Because this
stingy
going to
with
get
the
on,
price.
Chris. It'll be on.
I mean,
You'll never see an MB again.
Yeah, okay.
Sound good.
Okay.
It's like Common Hype has their like low balling with so and so and so and so. Like maybe this would be like our kind of better version of that because we
we'll find
don't want to
out.
hurt anybody, but at the same time, like
You hurt my pockets.
like we just want to, if you didn't hurt, the store's pockets so much, then
Your pockets wouldn't be hurting.
Wah, wah, wah. Hit it, Chris. Just hit it. Just go ahead. We bought this thing for a reason. My life.
I like that. That's a good idea, Moose.
yeah.
Yeah, I like
All right,
that.
let's do a video.
Yeah,
And if
put
let
it
us
in the
know
comments too. Yeah, let us know. We need to know what y'all want to see.
Yeah, you want to see those kind of videos? Oh, and then there was somebody else who posted a really cool video. He said we should have like a cornhole tournament in the store.
Ooh.
And vlog that because you guys are doing golfing. And it's
Yeah.
like, what else could we do? And like,
very,
Chad was like, I got
American.
cornhole boards and cornhole sacks right now. He's ready to go.
I think I played cornhole once in my life.
Okay, so you're about to lose. So we should do a prize for that too.
Let's pick an
Loser
international
pays for the
sport,
winners,
huh?
prize.
Sport we all know how to play.
I mean, you're throwing bags onto a board with.
Listen,
a board.
I'll beat you. All right, bring the board. I'll beat
It's not
y'all.
hard at all.
This guy.
It's like checkers.
Yo,
These
they
guys.
had the cornhole national championships on ESPN the other.
No way.
Yeah, dude, it's a sport.
It is not.
Yeah, I watched it. For
It
a little
is.
bit. I'm
Man,
bored.
you better.
I'm bored at home, fam.
Dude, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
It's been a fun time.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, definitely more comments in the comment section. We'll get to those. We'll catch you, like I said, again next week. Hit us up on all of our socials. Check us out on TikTok, IG, you name it, we're there. And I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
We out.